आगे आके फर्स्ट जो लेन है ना, जो जहाँ से लोग जा रहे हैं वो छोड़ के और आगे आना, वहाँ पे एंटर होना इस गेट से। 2 गेट से एंट्री करनी है। तो फर्स्ट वाली एंट्री छोड़ के सेकेंड एंट्री से हम लोग एंटर हुए थे। एंटर होके अपने राइट पे देखना, ठीक है।
You're holding your invitation, yeah?
Açmayı görüyorsun. ऐसे कर रहा है। पिंक कलर का पहना हुआ है ये बाबू, ये बाबू कहाँ पे चढ़िए।
they first came to the university. You would face and overcome challenges you could scarcely have imagined just 4 years ago. But you have not walked that path alone, for no one ever truly does. 400 years ago, a writer, John Donne, used these familiar words. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Your current and future success belongs also to your parents, your faculty, your friends, and all those who have supported and encouraged you. Also, and in large measure, your success comes as a result of the efforts of His Highness General Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, whose vision and support provided you with the opportunity to achieve, and you have been prepared as no other generation before. You are the vanguard of a new generation, and we are proud tonight to call you graduates and alumni of AUD. Tonight's celebration is the first after the great loss of a truly inspirational leader of our country, a man who became a legend and served as an example to many around the world, the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. People look at his great achievements in Middle East as won an award for anything comparable in the field of marketing communications. The graphic design students have successfully competed against many international universities and won for the third time the Ibda Media Student Award in Graphic Design, which is held annually at Dubai Media City. Engineering students won the first place in the 5th UAE National Programming Contest, which included participation of over 20 teams from universities across the country. Interior design students from AUD won 5 out of the total 6 awards during the annual IFEX Design Exhibition that was held in Abu Dhabi. As an international institution, we have a responsibility to bring to our campus as much international knowledge and experience as possible. Knowledge, as the old saying goes, since graduating from the University of Rhode Island, she has earned 11 awards for journalistic excellence and been named a Fellow of the Society of Professional Journalists. Aside from the awards, she's seen more combat as a correspondent than Colin Powell did as general. She's covered the fall of the Soviet Union, the Kuwait invasion, the bombing of Baghdad, the First Gulf War, the breakup of Yugoslavia, the Bosnian War, the civil war in Somalia, the war in Tbilisi, and unrest in Zaire. In fact, she's been in the middle of so much conflict that one gets the feeling that a war just wouldn't be a war. Of her and distinct pleasure to introduce to you CNN's Chief International Correspondent, Christian Amanpour.
Thank you very much indeed. It is such a pleasure to be back in Dubai. The last time that I spent any significant time here was 26 years ago, in fact more than that now. And all I can say is that things have changed. This is really the desert blooming, a real flower in the desert. It's been wonderful to spend a few days here ahead of this ceremony. I was going to say, as I look out at you, I thought I would be addressing the students in front of me, but as I look at you on both sides of me and imagine the challenges ahead of you, and I wonder what you'll be doing with your lives, I can't help reflecting on how it was for me when I just graduated. And at this point, I'd like to also thank President Tamasi, also Elias Moussab, the vision and the energy behind this university, Sheikh Mohammed, the vision behind Dubai, and of course also the Hariri family. I had the opportunity to meet the late Prime Minister, and we know all about his incredible accomplishments, but Elias just touched on it. 35,000 people he educated, because he knew that education and knowledge and information is the most potent weapon of our time, of any age. As I look at you and I wonder about what you're going to be doing with your careers, about the excitement, the anticipation, the ambition, and perhaps a slight shudder of fear and uncertainty, I remember what it was like for me 22 years ago when I graduated and arrived at CNN headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. I'd never ever been to the south of the United States, much less planned to live part of my life there. And I arrived with a suitcase, with my bicycle, with about $125 in my pocket, but also with a lot of drive and a lot of hope and dreams for my future. And there I joined a group of fellow pioneers, young college graduates, undergraduates actually, who decided to come to CNN because they thought that they could do journalism school on the job, if you like. They could get their graduate experience on the job. But they hoped at that time that it would be just a stepping stone, that perhaps it would lead them to the big leagues, lead us to the big leagues. Little did we know that CNN, in fact, would become the big leagues. And as you may know, it is this month, the 25th anniversary of the creation of CNN by the legendary, visionary, revolutionary Ted Turner. But then, 25 years ago, 22 years ago when I joined, we were there to help build CNN from being derided as it was in the beginning as chicken noodle news. CNN was not cable news network in many people's minds, but chicken, well, many living in authoritarian regimes where information was the closely guarded prerogative of those in power. How many times have I been in many of the places that Elias mentioned in his generous introduction, where, for instance, satellite dishes are not freely allowed. And I've watched people ingeniously and very bravely do everything that they can to defy those who would bar them from ideas and information, put up their own satellite dishes, listen to their radios, get information the only way they could, and in that way to hear the truth, to find a way always to hear the truth. We were satellite, as Ted Turner likes to say, before satellite was cool, and nothing has been the same since. With all my youthful exuberance and dreams, nothing really prepared me for what I'd be doing in the intervening 22 years, the intensity of the work that I've done, and the intensity of what CNN has done, and what it has spawned, and for the service of our common good. There was a great journalist named Martha Gellhorn. Of course, she's mostly remembered for being one of the wives of the great writer, Ernest Hemingway. But she had a lot to say, a lot to do, and she witnessed many of the epoch-making events of her time. This particular thing of hers, I really, really like and read often. She said that all my reporting life, I have thrown small pebbles into a very large pond, and I have had no way of knowing whether any pebble caused even the slightest ripple. I don't need to worry about that, she said. My responsibility was the effort. Those words have inspired me to make the effort, to make the best of what's been offered to me, and I hope that you too will be inspired, motivated, energized to make the effort to try to make a difference in no matter what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, for sharing this wonderful voice and helping me share your experience with our graduates. Would His Highness General Sheikh Hamad bin Rashid Al Maktoum and President Demasi please take their places for the conferral of degrees upon the recommendation of Provost Nader and Program Chairs.
Washington, D.C. Education Licensure Commission, the American University in Dubai hereby confers the following degrees. In order to ensure that all names are heard clearly, we kindly ask you to hold your applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Rami Ibrahim Akila, cum laude. Nancy Ibrahim Al-Hawani, Zaid Hisham Al-Dakr, Aditi Dungurwal, cum laude. Associate of Art in Interior Design, Khalid Uzair Ashrafat. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Interior Design, Omnia Abu Zaid. Hussam Muhammad Jamil Abul Amayr. Rima Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman Al-Awad. Sahal Ali Al-Babi. Associate of Arts, Visual Communication. Fatma Fuad Habib. Basha Vishwanathan. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Visual Communication. Kamani Akhlaq. Wakil Al-Ali. Anas Ayman Al-Halabi. Dana Al-Dimashqi. Abdul Rahman Saad Al-Hussein. Bilal Ali Al-Murti. Zahra Mehdi Sabunshi. Maya Osman Sawaya. Jesse Farid Shuaib. Jazna Nargis. Rima Zahrani. Bachelor of Information Technology. Samah Salim Aboud Marna cum laude. Shadi Mohsen Abdul Malik cum laude. Muhammad Ghalib Fadi Abdullah. Muhammad Yusuf Ibrahim Abdullah. Hatem Abdul. Hadi Abul Basr. Rami Abul Basr. Sumayya Azam. Nizar Adonis Al-Akra. ثاني محمد بن بكيشة الخلافي. محمد عبد الرحمن. مريم عبد الله العماري. حسن أحمد سالم الحمادي. محمد رشاد أحمد الكيالي. سارة خليفة البهيري. ماهر عبد القادر الملا. محمد الهاشمي. سامح نعيم عطايا مرنا الحلاوي. رنا بني هاني. Alice Yichen Cheng. Nabil Chaudhary. Afiz Darwish. Tawfiq Daryan.
In order to recognize those individuals whose work decidedly improves the human condition, the American University in Dubai was created.
He left a legacy of hope, a renewed sense of nationhood, now serves as the basis for a dream of a better tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to bestow posthumously AUD's Pinnacle Award on His Excellency Rafiq Hariri. May I kindly ask Mrs. Hariri to ascend the stage to accept this award.
Vladimir Hariri.
Academic excellence is at the heart of the UD's mission. By placing their names on the Dean's list each and every term, the university recognizes students who satisfy the highest standards of academic excellence at every stage of their studies, right through to graduation. Commencement is the ceremony which celebrates the final crowning accomplishment of the graduating class. At this special occasion, each year the university honors one student in each program whose exceptional scholarship is evidenced by the attainment of the highest cumulative grade point average or GPA in his or her class at graduation. It is with great pleasure and much pride that I present the departmental awards to our 5 exceptionally outstanding students in the class of 2005. For the Bachelor of Engineering class, this year's award goes to Harsh Om Tiwari. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design, the award recipient is Shaheen Kardari. The winner of the award, the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Visual Communication, is Sanat Hassan.
पहले पहचान लो अपने भाई को।
हाँ सारे सभी एक जैसे लग रहे थे।
For the Bachelor of Information Technology class, the award goes to Sumit De Silva. And last but not least, the recipient of the award in the Bachelor of Business Administration class is Maria Abdullah. In addition to honoring the top graduating student in each program with departmental awards, the university bestows a unique and special academic honor on that one student whose attainment of academic excellence was superlative among the entire graduating class. That exceptional student is honored with the highest academic award, the Valedictorian Award. On behalf of the graduating class, the valedictorian delivers the farewell speech minutes before the graduates embark and sail away, each to a selected destination, each to a future full of challenge, full of promise. Your Highness, distinguished guests, parents, friends, faculty and students, I am pleased to present the valedictorian of the class of 2005, Maria Abdullah.
Good evening. Ms. Christiane Amanpour. And to our honored guests, the esteemed administration, faculty and staff, and fellow students. When we look at the array of
learned at AUD. Those proficiencies that do not only augment our ability to excel academically, but can also be upheld as the lifeblood for our lifelong learning are perseverance, participation, practicality, and patience. All of the graduates here today have many times tried to visualize the moment that they would proudly put on a cap and gown to formally receive their deserved and anticipated university diploma. The thought has indeed been capable of fueling within us a surge of sheer persistence to actualize this dream. Has had the opportunity to perform the role of both conductor and instrumentalist. Our team participation and leadership skills were rigorously tested and subsequently strengthened through experience. Gradually, we gathered the fundamental tools necessary to orchestrate and convey to others how to harmonize in order to achieve a successful finale. In addition, we learned how to attune our individual parts so that our peers' visions could also be realized. Through our concerted coordination, we have endeavored to reach our highest goals. And as such, we have had a first-hand feel of how to proceed in a work setting where the measure of our success will not so much be based on individual compositions, but rather on the outcome of ensemble masterpieces. As Pascal once noted, we must learn our limits. We are all something, but none of us is everything. At AUD, we set boundaries for ourselves and learned how to develop realistic expectations. We accomplish this by discovering inner strengths and sharpening our inherent skills in order to narrow our scope to a specific field. By achieving a clear focus and level of pragmatism, we now stand a better chance of becoming true professionals. Every graduate is astutely poised to step up to the challenges of their chosen field. During the past 4 years, we have depended upon teachers, family, and friends. Their tolerance, supportiveness, and guidance have facilitated the creation of an environment that has been conducive to our own achievements. They have both witnessed and been the catalysts for the innumerable changes within us. They have shared the invaluable advice necessary to our continued progression. More personally, I would like to address those closest to my heart, my family, by thanking them for encouraging me to fulfill my passions with a level of patience and the humility that goes with it. Thank you. From all we have learned, we can definitely say that AUD has given us the right fundamentals. It is now up to us to build upon this solid foundation, but in a way that is uncommon. A perceptive person I know once told me that when you find a pattern, break it. And that is the message I want you, my fellow graduates, to take forth with you as you enter into new experiences. We have what it takes to be bold.
Your Highness, His Amanpour, Excellencies, guests, parents, and faculty, graduates. A tradition of AUD commencements is the presence of His Highness General Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. I thank you, Your Highness, for the support and note that it sends a clear message that Dubai is about more than cranes and roadworks. Part of my job is to bring AUD to the world. This afternoon, Ms. Christiana Amanpour has brought the world to AUD, and I thank her for doing so with trademark sincerity and elegance. And now, on to what for me is the most coveted moment of the year, a final public conversation with our graduates. A frequently used word in contemporary educational practice is measurement. Educators everywhere are being challenged to measure the amount of knowledge and skill acquired by their students. The positive effect of this trend is that it makes schools and universities accountable for delivering the tangible side of their promise. You see, I'm among those who believe that education is not a destination, but a journey. And I take pleasure in echoing the words of B.F. Skinner, who said, "Education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten." Indeed, you have been instructed in the grammar of more than one language, educated to communicate with your fellow man, instructed in how to apply a multitude of formulae, educated to discover when no formula applies, instructed in how to maximize earnings, educated to determine when the earnings don't matter, instructed in how to dream while sleeping, educated to dream with your eyes wide open. So I ask you to be aware of the difference between the skill of one who has been instructed and the soul of one who has been educated. You are an effective product of AUD, the House of Merchandise, an unfinished work of art of AUD, the House of Intellect. You have acquired the knowledge it takes to get a job. You have cultivated the spirit it takes to be successful in life. Now, I'm sure you know that the word commencement means beginning. It's easy for you to rejoice in this as the beginning of your adult life. More difficult to accept the burden that education has thrust upon you. You are now charged with the responsibility of living a life made noble by heightened consciousness. Sealed is your fate as a critical thinker who will forever be subjected to criticism. But you must be asking how. For starters, maintain a sense of curiosity and banish indifference from your heart. Being and becoming educated require the constant learning provided by adventure and man's involvement in all activities worthy of human pursuit. Don't just look, listen, and touch. Seek to see, hear, and feel. Understand the world you are now obligated to influence. Being and becoming educated require an appreciation for things that seemingly have no useful purpose, like art, music, and literature, things that in reality constitute the spinal cord of civilization. Keep getting to know yourself, but focus your attention on getting to know others in their different shapes, sizes, colors, cultures, beliefs, and genders. Being and becoming educated require that differences among people be harnessed in a glorious affirmation of human dignity and value. Commit yourself to citizenship. The dividends derived from collectivity are of incalculable value. Being and becoming educated require an awareness that the development of the individual depends on the development of the nation, and not just the other way around. Lastly, navigate through life using the compass provided by the principles you embrace. Being and becoming educated require a consistency in action that tells the world that you have a mission that is personal, unwavering, and cosmic in dimension. As these exercises draw to a close, my mind winds back to your entrance into this hall as an AUD student, and fasts forward to your exit as an AUD alumnus. This reminds me of AUD's Pioneer Alumni Association and the tree it so generously gave as a gift to the university. It has taken me a while, I admit with some help from one of our former keynote speakers, to understand the meaning of this tree. Like you, its past is in its roots, and they keep it alive. But the tree's identity is also in its leaves, and they stretch toward tomorrow. always in search of growth and renewal. Indeed, by virtue of your being and becoming educated, you are more than a tree of knowledge. You are a tree of hope for this emirate, this country, and the world. May you grow to be the tallest trees in the forest. Listen as 19th century poet Joyce Kilmer coincidentally provides a just finale to my farewell. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. Graduates of the class of 2005, blessings from God and best wishes from all of us at AUD.
आगे पीछे मंडरा रही है फोटो कॉमर्स को यार फोकस नहीं हुआ क्या फोकस नहीं हुआ किसी और भी शक्ल किसी और की क्या तुम इधर से हाथ हटाओगे पूरा वो किया हुआ है तुमने ये क्या खाली पकड़ा दिया मैं समझा कुछ होगा बाबू पपिया 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 दे झपिया अदनान नवीन अदनान वेट कर रहे हैं अदनान पप्पी लेनी अदनान पप्पी पप्पी ले लो तुम यहाँ पे वीडियो बना रहे हो
Are you shooting?
Yeah, I'm
Oh. And here we have the famous Babuji. And here we have Nadeem. And here we have the lat. Show the lat. This is the lat. The Zulfe hai tumhari. And I think
I चल ये शोल्डर पे करना है, दर्द इधर बहुत है। अब आप चले जाएंगे, सही चले गए, आप जाइए। मैं तो चाय पीऊँगा। अरे फिर आप जाओ अभी भाई